there are not losers. Argentine and Spanish, they were received as champions in Buenos Aires and Madrid. Welcome to From the Field. This is Carlos Montero. This is our last show from Mexico City. Mexico is feeling like we are. Very sad, very nostalgic. You can see the rain behind me. It's sad to leave. It was fantastic time, fantastic World Cup, but everything has an end, and the World Cup finished. Spain is the champion. They deserve to be the champion. It was an interesting game yesterday. Argentina with Leo Messi, they fought like crazy with a lot of energy, but they couldn't do much with the power and the strategy and the good football of the Spanish team. They deserve to win the first 90 minutes. They tie. I mean, we have to give a big credit to Dibu Martinez, who stopped 11 shots to the goal. Could be something really bad for Argentina. They went to the extra time, and then Argentina has, with only 10 men, Enzo Fernandez got a red card, and they couldn't do much. Score France. Ferran Torres called Spain. Ferran Torres, the number 7, got a goal, red card for Enzo. He was complaining, but he deserved. He got first a yellow, then the red card, and he has to leave the match, and that was almost impossible for Argentina to make the miracle. Many people were thinking, what's happened if they tie and then they go to penalty kicks? You know what's happened 4 years ago with Dibu Martinez. He was the hero of the team, but it wouldn't be fair because Spain, they deserve to win the pain much, much better. And today they went back to Madrid and they were received like champion. Almost 2 million people were on the streets celebrating the championship, the second one that Spain has in a World Cup. Let's go with our correspondent, Álvaro Fragua, who has all the details of this fantastic welcome of the champion.
Good evening, colleagues, and a warm greeting to the entire Tell Us You Are audience from Sabella Square behind us. The celebrations continue as thousands upon thousands of people keep arriving to welcome the Spanish national team, the players, and the coaching staff who just a few hours ago toured the streets of central Madrid, presenting the World Cup trophy to all the supporters who did not want to miss the occasion. According to the authorities, more than 60,000 people have gathered, and right now the square is echoing with chants of "Champions! Champions!" because the players have just arrived and are making their way onto the main stage. It is a night of celebration here in Spain, particularly in the Spanish capital, because winning a FIFA World Cup is not something that happens every year. The last time Spain lifted the trophy was 16 years ago, in 2010. 4 World Cups have passed before Spain once again reached the summit of world football. They have done it with a young squad that has enjoyed an outstanding tournament, dominating every opponent they faced, dictating the tempo of matches, maintaining possession, conceding just a single goal throughout the entire competition, and overcoming major challenges such as the semi-final against France and yesterday's final against Argentina. The joy of the Spanish people simply cannot be contained. Here in Madrid, we have spoken with many supporters who were thrilled just to be here, despite the difficulties they described in trying to catch a glimpse of the players. There are simply so many people that reaching the front rows has become impossible. Even so, the atmosphere has been one of pure happiness, with fans enduring the heat, making their way into the city center and waiting for hours. The Spanish delegation first traveled from the airport to present the trophy to the King and Queen of Spain at the Zarzuela Palace, then visited Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez at the Moncloa Palace. From there, they paraded through the streets of central Madrid before arriving here, where the players are now taking the stage one by one, making history. We are here to bring you every moment of it. Back to you, colleagues.
Thank you very much, and we have to give credit to Luis de la Fuente, the Spanish coach, who had a fantastic game plan against Argentina. Like I said before, Argentina couldn't do much. Let's see what the coach, Luis de la Fuente, was saying about what he was thinking about and how does he feel being a champion.
Hoy estábamos decididos, convencidos de que era nuestra final y queríamos ganarla. sabiendo que había que minimizar las virtudes del rival, que son muchas, hacerlas que es un partido casi redondo. Ha habido una frase que hemos dicho, señores, tenemos la historia, van a llegar los primeros, y en la prórroga era simplemente recordarles que estaban haciendo un gran trabajo, que el partido lo teníamos controlado, pero en una final contra un rival, contra Argentina, en cualquier momento un despiste te puede costar un gol. Y hemos mantenido la tensión y la concentración hasta última hora.
And almost happened because in the last 2-3 minutes, Argentina has a few possibilities that they were almost goal, but didn't happen. Let's go now to Lionel Scaloni, Argentine coach who's been very successful, and we don't know what's happened next. His contract is going to end at the end of December. Let's listen what Scaloni was saying after the match.
Yo creo que decir algún reproche a ellos sería, de mi parte, no me lo permitiría en mi vida. Yo solo tengo palabras de agradecimiento eternas para este grupo, que yo creo que no, ojalá lo podamos repetir alguna vez, ojalá la selección pueda repetir lo que se ha conseguido hasta el final. Es muy difícil lo que ha conseguido este equipo, es muy difícil. Duele no haber podido competir hoy en el sentido futbolístico, pero bueno, no hay mucho más para reclamar. Hemos intentado hasta el último momento dar el máximo como cuerpo técnico, los jugadores, y creo que es justo que me pueda tomar este tiempo y pensarlo. Este lugar es maravilloso. Es un lugar soñado, que en mi vida pensé que... A ver si paro, porque no soy capaz. En mi vida pensé que pensamos todos los chicos del cuerpo técnico estar en ese lugar.
The emotion of the Argentine team, it was really amazing. Lionel Scaloni was almost crying. Lionel Messi was the same at the end of the match. Didn't have the best game, Lionel Messi, but Spanish people, they didn't give him much more space as what he needs. But even though they couldn't win, they couldn't keep the championship, they were received in Argentina as heroes. Lionel Scaloni was the one who came out first of the airplane. Messi couldn't go with the delegation, but let's see how Argentine people receive the Argentine team. Fabián Restivo is in Buenos Aires with the details.
In the end, Spain won the World Cup with a single goal. Argentina had an admirable campaign, but failed to register a single shot on target in the match. So, how did Argentina make it this far? The Argentine people's journey through the World Cup began with little enthusiasm. The country's social and economic situation, coupled with the fact that Argentina had already won the previous tournament, meant that expectations were low.
El punto de quiebre de esta falta de espíritu fue el partido contra Cabo Verde.
The turning point in this lack of spirit came during the match against Cape Verde, an up-and-coming team that made Argentines fear for their chances of victory until Argentina secured a dramatic comeback win. It was a moment of relief, even though news reports revealed that bread consumption had fallen again and 2,700 bakeries had closed across the country.
2.700 panaderías.
I thought we were going home. I said, that's it. This is as far as we go.
It was incredible. There was a lot of pressure, but we managed to get through it.
Fortunately, we're still in the running.
It's beautiful. This is my first time experiencing the World Cup in Buenos Aires, and I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful. Although I suffered through the match, I was overjoyed in the end.
The match against Egypt was another epic moment. Some saw it as a symbol of hope, believing that if the national team could bounce back and win, then perhaps the country could overcome its current hardships as well. People celebrated in the streets.
Era un sufrimiento necesario.
The suffering was necessary for the Argentine heart to beat stronger.
Corazón argentino.
We were going to win 3-2. I predicted that we would win 3-2. That was my prediction.
No, too much emotion.
El partido contra Inglaterra tuvo varios matices.
The match against England had many dimensions. It began when Argentina's head coach, Scaloni, made it clear that it was just a football match. It ended with a banner painted with the words, "Malvinas are Argentine," recalling the legendary Hand of God goal by Diego Armando Maradona, from the players embracing the banner's message to President Javier Milei insulting those who displayed it.
I knew it was going to be difficult, but I never lost hope. With my family here, anything is possible. As always, Messi and the entire national team gave us another reason to celebrate. They stood tall and faced the challenge, as they always do.
Vale contar que un rato antes de
Shortly before the match began, President Javier Milei signed a decree allowing a British company to explore for oil in Argentine waters. However, on the field, Argentina emerged victorious, and Messi still had more to say.
Y Messi todavía diría algo más.
We know how special the World Cup is to us. For a while, we forget about all the bad things we're going through. As you said, there are people who are struggling, people without jobs, people who can't make ends meet, and people who are constantly fighting just to get by.
In the coming days, including tomorrow and the day after, the people of Argentina will pin their hopes on another cause.
Desde Buenos Aires para Telesur, Fabián Restivo.
I believe that one of the reasons the Argentine team didn't play as well with Spain, that they used all the energies against England. Even for many Argentines, that was a final, and they were so happy that the Argentine team can put the Malvinas situation up to the whole world to see. But let's go to a short break. Still raining here in Mexico City, but let's go with some Argentine fans celebrating the second place that for them is like be the best. There were 48 teams in this World Cup. To be second is a motive to celebrate. Let's go to listen to some Argentines.
Que estéis feliz por más que sea el resultado que sea, somos felices igual, porque son los mejores. La verdad que jugaron con el corazón, con garra. No hay palabra para agradecer a Scaloni, a todo el equipo de la selección. La verdad que jugaron muy lindo, a todo el grupo completo.
Orgullosos de esta selección, de Scaloni, de todo lo que dieron. Más que orgullo, y muchas gracias de corazón, y acá estamos para apoyarlos y los seguimos apoyando y los bancamos siempre, de todo corazón.
Yo con 73 años, soy salteña pero vengo de Tucumán a la final del mundo. Yo he vivido las 3 Copas del Mundo y a la Escaloneta le agradezco por los años que nos ha hecho feliz.
Lo único que tengo para decirles es gracias a la Escaloneta, no me quiero alargar a llorar. Hay mucha gente que no va a poder vivir nunca lo que ellos nos hicieron vivir en pocos años, así que yo les agradezco de corazón, estoy orgullosa de ser argentina, no solo por el fútbol, por muchas cosas más. Y muchísimas gracias, los amamos, estamos felices y estoy segura que dentro de poco va a llegar esa 4ª estrella que tanto queremos. Pero por ahora somos muy felices con las 3 que tenemos. Muchas gracias, Escaloneta, los amo.
welcome to from the field. This is the time the two teams, Argentina and Spain, they are back in their country, so we have to do a balance of this World Cup. Charlie is with us at the studio. Charlie was Orais in the city of Mexico. Thank you, Charlie, for you did a fantastic job. Give me your impression first about yesterday. I mean, that Argentina that disappointed us because they didn't play as well as we used to see them.
Hi, Carlos. How are you? We're back. We're officially here on the set, here in front of the Azteca. Yesterday was pretty crazy. Honestly, we expected a little bit more from Argentina. I thought before the game that Argentina was going to win 2-0. And honestly, Spain was controlling the whole game. We saw it. It was really amazing how Spain was able to control such a great team, a team that has so much experience. No one expected that. Many people thought Spain would win, but no one thought in that way.
Let's talk about the other achievement, the Golden Ball. The Golden Ball went to Rodri. Rodri didn't score, didn't assist. He was the brain of the Spanish team. But personally, maybe because I'm Argentine, I think Messi deserved the best player of the tournament.
I agree. You're right. He didn't have no goals, no assists. What he did have, he had the most amount of passes in the tournament, and he's the player who ran the most distance in the World Cup. It's a good prize. If you're running track and field, but I don't know if distance means you're a better player. Messi took his team to the World Cup final, and I agree with you that Messi deserved it, especially his last World Cup, and he's 39 years old.
Amazing, and he was playing his best, even though he didn't play as good in the final. Mbappe, there is nothing to argue. He's the one who scored more than any other player. Messi couldn't score yesterday.
The only thing that I saw on the internet, on Twitter, on Instagram, is that many people say that the third place match shouldn't count towards their goals because they got eliminated in the semifinals. They say the third place match shouldn't count towards the Golden Boot award, but it does, and it's officially Mbappe's second time winning the Golden Boot. In Qatar, he also won it in 2022. He had 8 goals in that instance.
I haven't heard that what you are saying, but if it wouldn't count on the third and fourth, we have the two of them 8 goals.
He would have tied with Messi.
Maybe. Okay, let's go to the Golden Globe. Unai Simon, I mean, only score a goal to him. What do you think about the Golden Globe?
I agree with you. I mean, Unai Simon, he had a great tournament. He had, I think, 7 clean sheets. It's a record for the World Cup. It's never happened before. The previous record of clean sheets of no goals, of no receiving no goals, was 5. It's a crazy statistic. Yeah. Unai Simon, he deserved it. Honorable mentions for Vocinia. He's the most famous goalkeeper of the World Cup. And Dibu Martinez, he had a great final, but Unai Simon.
Final, I think it was 11 saves. I mean, the most that any goalkeeper has in any final. That was amazing. Dibu, if it wasn't for Dibu, maybe Argentina would be.
It would have been much worse.
Okay, let's go best goals of the World Cup.
Best goals of the World Cup? For me, I think in third place is Julian Alvarez. He scored a beautiful goal against Switzerland. And the time when Argentina needed to win, they were in the quarterfinals. And it was the 2-1 of the game. They were tied Argentina 1-1. They were looking for inspiration. When they needed it, Julian Alvarez showed up and made a beautiful goal to make Argentina go on to the semifinals.
Let's go to the second. Enzo Fernandez. Who did that? Somebody? No, Argentina. No, the production team did that. You know, we are not involved. Okay, but let's go to Enzo Fernandez, Argentina events against England.
They're going to think we're biased, exactly what you're saying. But it was another beautiful goal. It was an important game for Argentina, also for England. It was a semifinal. When they were tied 1-1, they needed, when they're losing 1-0, they needed a hero. Enzo Fernandez showed up. He scored a beautiful goal and had a very nice celebration.
Guess who is in third place? Another Argentine. But this was against Argentina, against Cape Verde. Everybody remember Sidney Lopez. Great goal, no?
That was a crazy goal, great story. And that day, love won, because once he scored that goal, he ran across the field and went to go celebrate for his girlfriend. That's why we give him the #1 place, because it's a beautiful goal and for love.
I agree with you. Best matches, which one? Number 3.
Number 3 was a match that many people didn't expect. Brazil versus Norway. Everyone thought Brazil was going to win, but Holland, with his great personality, he scored a head goal, and then the second goal, very calmly, he scored another goal towards Brazil.
One of the main stars of this World Cup. Everybody's talking about Holland. Number 2, Argentina, Cape Verde.
That's a crazy game. Also, a great game from Cabo Verde. Not necessarily from Argentina, but we had to give it to Cabo Verde because they had a great tournament. They stopped Argentina almost, and they stopped Spain. Spain couldn't beat them.
Absolutely, and Argentina neither. And they say Bosnia is going to go to play with Messi.
In Miami.
That's what they're saying. Would be great if that happened. Let's go to the number 1.
Number 1 had to go towards Argentina, England. Not only because of the game itself, but because of everything around the game. It was very political, and Argentina showed the world that they're still strong and sent a great message about the Malvinas.
Absolutely. Everybody knew about what's going on in Malvinas. Let's go to the best players. Number 3, you already mentioned, from Norway.
Haaland. Great game. His personality really showed up in this World Cup. He's the striker from Manchester City. Not much personality before, but once the World Cup started, he started showing more stories, and people really fell in love with this player.
Wonderful personality has that guy, and a great future. Let's go to number 2. Somebody who, I mean, you said it was MVP.
He deserved it. Mbappe, he scored the most amount of goals in the World Cup. There's no way that we couldn't name the Frenchman.
And the one and only, number 1,
Lionel Andres Messi, the best player in the history. He couldn't get the final, but he deserves it. He gave his heart and soul for the team. Who else could it be?
Absolutely agree with you, Lionel Messi. Charlie, thank you very much. Stay with me first until the end of the show. But now we want to show you, I mean, there were so many side stories in this World Cup. The problem with Iran, the situation with Palestine. In the middle of the World Cup, it was an awful earthquake that hit Venezuela. Let's see all those stories.
Millions of people to the same emotion. The 2026 World Cup comes to an end after weeks of unforgettable thrills and breathtaking stories, but also inevitable controversies. It was a tournament marked by debates over politics, commercialization, and inequality. But above all, the world was once again reminded that football remains the people's sport. This World Cup belonged not only to champions, but to dreamers. Cape Verde proved that a small nation can stand among football giants. Norway inspired a generation by returning to the world's biggest stage with courage and belief. Argentina showed that even amid economic hardship and social uncertainty, unity, resilience and passion can still wear the colors of a national team. Because football has never just been 90 minutes, it is memory and identity. For millions living through difficult times, this tournament became something greater than entertainment. In Palestine, where families continue to endure Israel's devastating genocide, football offered rare moments of solace and joy. In Cuba, where decades of the US blockade continue to shape everyday life, every match became another opportunity to celebrate amid the hardships. And perhaps no image captures the spirit better than Venezuela. Just weeks after the double earthquake of June 24, as the world continues to marvel at the resilience of a people who keep moving forward and face their challenges with unity and brotherhood, the children of earthquake-hit La Guaira gather around television screens to watch the World Cup together. In the middle of uncertainty, football gave them something every child deserves, a reason to smile. The final whistle might have ended on this World Cup, but long after the trophy is lifted, what remains are the stories and the hope. That is why football is and will always be the most beautiful game in the world.
Okay, this is it. The last episode of From the Field. I want really thanks Telesur to give me the opportunity. I want to thank Charlie, who was working with us. And there are so many people in this team that I would love to mention all of them, but I have to mention a few, one by name. If not, I would feel really bad. First, Hilary and Denise, the brain of the show from Caracas. You know what's happening in Caracas. Hilary, in the middle of the earthquake, was saying, keep calm, we are going live, we stay live. Thank you, the two of those that did a fantastic job. Here, Aaron was the floor manager, We have fantastic floor manager and camera. Lester was the floor manager. Victor was working on the field and here. And of course, we have to say Larry, Johnny, Luis, who was with the internet. And if I don't mention Ronaldo, he's going to be upset. Rolando is in charge of all that. And of course, Patricia Villegas, the head of Telesur. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for being with us. And I hope you enjoy the World Cup as much as we did. Thank you very much. See you very soon. Bye-bye.
Gracias muy grande a toda la gente de Venezuela. Sabemos por la terrible desgracia que están pasando. Y nada, manda mucha fuerza de acá.
Mucho ánimo y nada, que de esta salen y bueno, y la gente que pueda ayudar con lo que se pueda. Yo creo que nos tenemos que ayudar entre todos, ¿no?
We're all closely following the situation, and I urge everyone who can to help in any way possible by donating food, toys, and basic necessities.
I want to send a big hug to all the Venezuelan people from me and my family and wish you much peace amid the difficulties you're facing in Venezuela.
We send all the Venezuelan people our heartfelt regards, our strength, and our full support from here. We all know how people suffer in situations like this. We've been through it many times in Ecuador, and as I said, wherever we are, we'll try to help all the people of Venezuela.
And I want to send my support and a big hug to all the people who are going through a difficult time in Venezuela, to all the people who deserve a better life in that country, in that great country.
The national team and the players wanted to send you a hug and lots of strength. And so do the people of Cape Verde. We are with you. Hugs.
Para mandarte un abrazo, sé que eres super fan. Cuando te pongas bueno, quiero invitar a ver un partido mío y para disfrutar, ¿vale?
Mandamos fuerzas y saludos a todos los de Venezuela.
Sí, mucha fuerza para Venezuela.
Abrazo fuerte para Venezuela, que está pasando por una situación muy difícil. Que salgan adelante.
Que Dios los siga iluminando y le dé la fortaleza a las personas que perdieron a su familia.
Estamos seguros de que el pueblo venezolano va a saber sobreponerse de esta situación, así que mucha fuerza.
Todo mi apoyo, amor, fuerza al pueblo venezolano, que somos hermanos.
Venezuela, keep strong, carry on. You're in our prayers, we're praying for you. Keep strong, Venezuela.
God bless the beautiful people of Venezuela. Fuerza, Venezuela.